Hello, everybody. Trent here once again. Oh, hey, by the way, hi, it's Trent. Trent Ernst. I'm the editor and publisher and writer and chief photographer for the Tumbler Ridge Lions newspaper. Um, you probably knew that, but if you didn't, that's who I am. I am here with Mayor Darryl Krakowka of Tumbler Ridge. I'm just going to wait for a minute or two for anybody to pop on and start watching this. Um, in the meantime, I was about to start vamping, but there somebody is. So we will move on to our discussion with Mayor Darryl Krakowka. Darryl, how are you this day?
Hey, good, Trent. Thanks for inviting me.
Tell me a little bit about what it's like on the ground. I hear reports of rain in Tumbler Ridge.
Yeah, correct. I know that throughout the night we ended up with some showers mid morning, like early morning, and then it stopped, and even the concrete and asphalt were drying up. But it has started raining again. So started out with rain, wouldn't be heavy rain, but rain, and then now we still have light drizzle. So I think that's great news to see the rain that they forecast to start to come into the area of Tumbler Ridge.
All right, so let me know. I know I was talking with Forrest Tower over at the BC Wildfire Service earlier today, and he says that this sort of weather is a good sign for coming back. What sort of word is there coming from the political side of things, from your side of things, as to possible when and where?
Yeah, it's great to know that Forest Tower is definitely reaching out to media before they reach out to, I would think, our EOC. So I haven't received an update from EOC or from the BC Wildfire Services. So I did watch a bit of the interview with Forest Tower through your Facebook there, and yeah, I mean, it sounds like from his side, the rain will help with the west part of the fire that's close to Tumbler Ridge. I believe they have to evaluate the risk, and I don't believe we've heard that. Again, I'm not in the EO center's meetings and updates from that part of it, so I'm waiting to hear that from our EOC lead. But my understanding, and I could be wrong, I'm sitting in my office, not there. So whether they may have received that, I have not. But I mean, obviously, we see it's raining. The winds are down today. Obviously, humidity is up. But again, I appreciate Forest Tower being able to get out and get that out to the media, like yourself and other people. But it'd be nice to have that update ahead too, so that we're aware what they're seeing right at the firegrounds, because we're not getting that until later. So I guess I'm waiting for an update from our EOC to say that this is the evaluation from BC Wildfire Services, and then see what the plan is.
Okay, well, why don't you walk me through exactly how that would happen? I know that it's the district's call based on recommendations from BC Wildfire Services, but it sounds like for the district it would be coming through the EOC. What role, give me the steps. Like, does it go through BCWS to EOC to council, or who's the actual person who gets to make that call?
Yeah, so my understanding is BC Wildfire Services will update EOC in their update calls, and then council's updated. I think there has to be some logistics planned out on how the return to Tumbler Ridge looks like. We haven't had those conversations, and obviously I won't be in them. But even just to hear the update what the EOC is looking at, we haven't heard those. We haven't been updated on that. So again, I think our EOC is awaiting those things so that we can make that call that we are gonna, maybe go to the alert. I heard Forest Tower talk about the alert could be for quite a while being on alert just in case. So again, waiting for that information, and that's coming. And we take the risk management assessment from BC Wildfire Services.
Okay. Well, give me a sense of, I mean, other than the fire um, not going to roll into town in the next day or two, what are some of the other concerns from the district's point of view? What needs to happen before people can start coming back?
Yeah, at this point, like, we don't have BC, or BC Ambulance is not in town. They have left the community. We have no nurses, no doctors. I stayed here as a mayor, not as a owner of a grocery store. So there's all those assets, in my opinion, that the EOC will be looking at on what necessities they need to have available to have residents return. And to me, we need to have BC ambulance here. We would need to have nurses and doctors. We also look for school district 59. Obviously, families return with school children and stuff like that. So I think that's the kind of steps that the EOC would be looking at. That's just me putting my opinion out there, not from the EOC.
Awesome. Okay, well, give me a sense of anything else that's new for the day. Any rumors you want to shoot down? Any um, new bits of information, not necessarily around the fire itself, but around uh, business support that's coming down, uh, support for people who are currently out of town. Anything that you've heard that I might have missed in my coverage?
Yeah, so I guess a few things. I mean, we talked about the nurses, the doctors, BCMs, the school, but no different than Chevron and home hardware restaurants. We look at all that. I think the EOC has to look at all that and see what the essential part for businesses, what that looks like, whether they need a bit of time to come in and clean up, make sure there's fuel in the community, stuff like that. But the other thing is council is going to be meeting with residents again, like we did on Monday in Fort St. John, Dawson Creek, and Chetwynd. It'll be 2 to 4. It has been advertised on the district's website and Facebook. So we're going to have those face to face again. So hopefully, again, throughout the day, we get some more information on how some of this stuff looks. I haven't heard any rumors, so I'm not sure there. I know there was a post about a resident being able to make it back to our community. My understanding there is he actually drove around the barricades that are set up in the highway. I'll be honest. I know the barricades are now manned. I would believe that's probably what caused everything to be manned. Again, we have no ambulance service here. We have no doctors, no nurses, stuff like that. So we need to make sure we have that before residents come back. We obviously, when they're allowed to come back, we will be all over it, explaining how that works, whether it's myself and council, and obviously our EOC. But we need to make sure we have that safe return, and we have the things that our residents will need, gas and stuff like that, the ambulance service in case. So
Okay. Also saw some discussion, still continues over eligibility for ESS and services for people who have, just are fending for themselves or who have driven off into Alberta or points farther east. Any updates around that in the last day or two?
sure. Thanks for trying to. I think we talked about it yesterday, but we knew there were some residents in Grand Prairie that have reached out. They're looking for some assistance too, whether it be for housing and food and stuff like that. So I've had a few reach out to me. I have reached back through EOC and I know they've sent it off. I did reply on a Facebook page from a resident was asking. I know the regional ESS center has sent it off to Victoria. So we are still waiting for a response from Victoria back through the channels. It does take a bit of time. It's I guess a slow process. We know that people did go, down to Prince George and Mackenzie and stuff like that. I know Prince George had tried to assist. I believe I seen a comment made by an ESS worker from one of the communities stating they were aware of people there and that there was some assistance. So I understand that people from Grand Prairie we're trying. I'm definitely trying. It's that interprovincial thing. The first reply I got back when I first started asking for one of the residents that contacted me personally was no. They need to come back into the Dawson Creek, Fort St. John, and get registered at the reception if they need lodging and food. And I understand people like why would we bring back some seniors that we have settled and stuff. So I have again sent that out. Regional has sent it off to Victoria, is what I heard this morning, and then now we're just waiting for Victoria to maybe reply to see what the information is that we can send back.
Okay, awesome. In the last, 24 hours, is there anything that has come up that is of a concern to you or that you've heard from the residents other than, this one issue? Anything that people are bringing to you directly?
Yeah, again, everybody wants to know when they can come home. Get lots of those questions, and again, we're waiting for that BC Wildfire Service update on the risk management of the west flank of that fire. So again, same thing I posted this morning in regards. It'd be one of the first to make sure I get it out there on the pages and stuff. So yeah, that's been the big thing, and people concerned about the cats and stuff. And SPCA was in town yesterday. I believe they're in town again today. Whether it's feeding cats or fish or that. So I know that's being taken care of on the SPCA side.
Are there, I mean, we talked yesterday about PNG. Are there any other groups that are coming in and providing services to the town that people might not even be aware of, that are coming in? And I mean, BC Wildfire Services are obvious, right? And SPCA has been fairly well publicized too. But is there anybody else that who's been coming into town to deal with things on the back end who might not be getting properly celebrated?
Yeah, thanks, Trent. I'm unaware. I know, like I said, SBC, I know has been in town. Obviously, we know BC Wildfire Services here, but all the mutual aid, like we've been talking about that for days. And I mean, obviously, I fully appreciate all the assistance from the region mutual aid partners. But we have Shuswap here. There's somebody from the island here I heard and stuff like that. So I mean, obviously, we have lots of thank yous after this is all over to make sure we haven't missed anybody. But I know I know I'm missing people as I speak off the top here. So just wait for that list to make sure we can we know who it was all in Tumbler Ridge at the time.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us and keep us updated as to what's happening on the ground there.
You bet. Thanks, Trent.
Thanks, Darryl. That was Mayor Darryl Krakowka, mayor of the district of Tumbler Ridge, and he's still in town, not at the EOC, but manning the communication side of thing for the district of Tumbler Ridge. And this has been Trent from Tumbler Ridge Lines, posting on the Tumbler Ridge Lines page and the Tumbler Ridge Facebook. So if you didn't know who I was, hi.